So earlier, Travis Snyder with a 999 super chat said, "Does Bobby go back to back now?" And I said, "We'll get to that," and we kind of skipped over that, getting to the drivers' union here. But so the question is, Bobby Pierce. I guess we're assuming he's going to pay his fine and show up at the next World Outlaws race, which is where is it? Farmer City? Where's the next race? I don't even. In a few weeks,
it's Farmer City for the Illini.
Yeah. And he's 16th in points now, I believe I saw. I wasn't prepared to debate this, but the question is basically, can he climb out of, assuming he
shows up,
runs the series, pays his fines. Technically, the suspensions are not lifted yet until they pay the fines. Does he go back to back? Does he climb out of the hole and come out on top? And keep in mind, he does not have a reset, top 4 reset to help him out like Lucas does. Jesse, I saw you had something on your mind.
I had a thought, right? Is him paying the fines and go back racing World of Outlaw? Does that say I'm guilty?
No, it says I want to race, right?
He can go race somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean,
he wants to race for the money, right?
If you were innocent and you got wrongly accused of doing something and had to pay a fine in order to go race with them again.
Yeah. Well, okay.
And you were innocent, would you do it?
I think
there's other places to go race.
Okay, but you
put that out.
You got to think about how many places you can't go race now. It's not about the other places you're going to go race. It's the places you can't go unless you pay the fine, which is Eldora, the Dream, and the World.
I think very easily, if it's something personally you feel that way, and I'm not going to run this series or this organization because I feel like I was wrong, that's a personal decision. If it's more like what it looks like to the public, I think it can easily be explained by, well, it just makes sense to pay it and go win. It also makes sense that, hey, I'm going to show up and race. I'm going to win it, just like I did last year and dominate, or, this could be his motivating factor. And you can check my tires every night, and if they come back clean, it kind of it kind of justifies it. If he comes back and wins and gets checked all the time,
Yeah.
like in things, he wins it like he did last year and has no issues like he did all last year, kind of supports what he's saying, right? Like his innocence in a way, or at least makes it appear that way. I'm looking, he won by 112 points last year.
He's 160 down. No, excuse me, 140. He's 16th, 140 points out of the lead. Behind Shepard, Madden, Dillard, Bruning, Hoffman is your top 5.
So I'm getting at is, how many points did he lose?
I'm just saying. Was he leading the points coming out? He was leading them, wasn't he?
I think he was.
I think he was.
Shepard. But I'm just saying, like, it's not at all unfathomable that he could come back and win it. It would be tough. Like, the thing is, like, how do the other guys perform, right? Or is Madden and Shepard and any of those guys going to go get on a hot streak and run better? Like last year, they didn't really have a great they didn't have a great year, either of them. Is that it would kind of, it's not up. Is definitely it takes control. What he doesn't control his own destiny there, right? Like he's going to need a lot of help, but
and a lot of done and no bad luck.
Right.
Another thing. I would say to your point about depends on the other guys. Like Shepard, I hadn't really seen anything that leads me to believe he's going to be like as long as one guy isn't dominant, you know what I mean, and get out there that you can't catch, like RTJ and like Pierce last year, then I could see it happening. But if Shepard gets hot or Madden gets hot, then it's going to be tough on him. But I don't see, they both looked okay, but I don't feel like either one of those guys, Shepard or Madden, has just really look like they're going to go on a tear this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. You would need those guys to be, not, like you said, not dominant. And I so far you haven't really seen where either of them look, like they could. But again, we've talked about it before. It's still really, really early in the season. One of them could get hot, and then again, it's going to be hard for him to catch them. So who knows? I guess
we'll have to wait and see and find out if he's actually going to pursue it or not. You think? I mean,
and if he does, it will be possible for him to go back to back. It's not out of the equation.
I'm not convinced he will, though, to be honest with you. I mean, he can go to. I mean, it's helpful that he can go to the Illini. I'm assuming he'll be there. That's his area, and he'd be a favorite, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean he's. I feel like there's probably a bad taste in his mouth, and so now you're going to go and have to dig out of a hole. You know what I mean with him? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be wrong on that, but so I guess the answer to our question is yes, he could go back to back, but he's going to need not to have any bad luck. I'm not saying he needs luck, like, but he does. Like, if he has a little bit of bad luck, some things break, get caught up in some
Tire,
wrecks.
mechanical failure.
He's going to have to avoid that and have some help in other guys, struggling, having some bad luck. Those two things happen. Absolutely. I would not bet against. I wouldn't bet against him either way, but it's going to be tough.